Namaskar and thank you for tuning in to Express News. First, the national news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in Delhi on Thursday after concluding a highly successful and productive three-nation visit to Cyprus, Canada and Croatia, marking a significant milestone in the bilateral relations between the three countries. Prime Minister Modi became the first Indian Prime Minister to visit Croatia, marking a historic moment in India-Croatia ties. The visit highlights a strong intellectual and cultural bond between India and Croatia. India has recorded its strongest presence yet in the QS World University Rankings 2026. Record 54 Indian institutes make the cut at the World University Rankings 2026. IIT Delhi tops the national list. Taking to social media, Prime Minister Modi highlighted the government's commitment to furthering research and innovation ecosystems for the benefit of India's youth. India's Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal, who is on an official visit to the United Kingdom, addressed the Future Frontiers Forum in London on Thursday. Earlier, Piyush Goyal held talks with UK's Secretary of State for Business and Trade, Jonathan Reynolds, in London. The minister also had an engaging discussion with the UK Secretary of State for Culture, Media and Sport, Lisa Nandi, and the leaders explored avenues for greater cultural cooperation and creative exchange. The Union Minister of Railways, Electronics and Information Technology and Information Broadcasting, Ashwini Vaishnav, addressed the session at the forefront of technology, the future of AI and global competition. The minister is in St. Petersburg to attend the International Economic Forum. Amid the ongoing Iran-Israel conflict under Operation Sindhu, the first batch of 110 Indians evacuated from conflict zones in Iran safely reached New Delhi in the early hours of Thursday. India's Ministry of External Affairs on Thursday announced that in view of the recent developments between Israel and Iran, the government of India has decided to evacuate from Israel those Indian nationals who wish to leave. Their travel from Israel to India will be facilitated through the land borders and thereafter by air to India. 6 days after the unfortunate Ahmedabad plane crash, authorities have so far verified the identities of 210 victims and handed over mortal remains of 187 victims after conducting DNA tests. Secretary East in the Ministry of External Affairs of India, P. Kumaran, met the Director General of Asia Pacific and Africa, Abdul Qadir Jailani, at Indonesia's Jakarta on Thursday. Both sides discussed further strengthening India-Indonesia Comprehensive Strategic Partnership. The Chief of Naval Staff of India, Admiral Dinesh Tripathi, attended the 12th Key Leader Engagement hosted virtually by Admiral Stephen Kohler of the U.S. Navy Pacific Fleet involving 19 nations. Admiral Tripathi highlighted his vision for achieving maritime security in the Indo-Pacific through innovation and technology. Prime Minister Modi condoled the loss of lives in the road accident in Pune, Maharashtra. He announced an ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees to the next of kin of each deceased and 50,000 to the injured. At least 7 people died in a road accident in Pune on Wednesday night. The accident took place between a sedan and a pickup truck. India's President Draupadi Murmu arrived in Dehradun on Thursday for a 3-day visit. The state governor, along with the Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami, received the President at the airport. Ahead of International Day of Yoga, Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami practiced yoga along with other officials and workers at his residence. Delhi police on Thursday identified and detained 17 Bangladeshi nationals residing illegally in the Indian capital. All the Bangladeshi migrants are admitted into the detention center for deportation. World Sickle Cell Awareness Day is observed annually on June 19th. This is to highlight the struggles faced by those with SCD. The National Sickle Cell Anemia Elimination Mission, introduced in 2023, aims to eliminate sickle cell disease in India before 2047. Animated film Desi Own, that was recently crowned the best film in the Waves Awards of Excellence 2025, has won the jury award for best commissioned film at the Annecy International Animation Festival, which is in France. Now news from the business world. The Indian equity indices ended flat on Thursday. At close, the Sensex was down 82.79 points at 81,361.87. The Nifty was down 18.80 points, ending at 24,793.25. The Indian rupee ended lower by 26 paise at 86.73 per dollar on Thursday. Gold futures maturing on August 5 were priced at rupees 99,376 per 10 grams on the multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for July 4 maturity stood at 107,371 rupees per kg on the MCX. Under the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, India is the third largest startup ecosystem, a global innovation hub, and a preferred investment destination globally after the US and China. Brent crude futures saw a marginal gain on Thursday, costing $77.10 US per barrel. Google's fight against a record 4.9 billion European Union antitrust fine suffered a blow after an advisor to the bloc's top court said regulators were right to punish the US giant for abusing Android's market power. The US Federal Reserve has kept interest rates unchanged for a fourth straight meeting, holding the benchmark rate between 4.25 and 4.50%. The Fed also signaled 2 possible rate cuts later this year, even as it revised its outlook, warning of higher inflation and slower economic growth amid rising tariffs and global uncertainty. Israel on Thursday said that it destroyed Iran's internal security headquarters in Tehran. More explosions were reported in the Iranian city of Karaj and in the nearby Payam airport as the conflict enters its 7th day. A hospital in southern Israel was hit as Iran fired a barrage of dozens of missiles on Thursday. Iran said the main target of its missile attack was not the hospital but a nearby military and intelligence base. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visited Soroka Hospital in southern Israel after it was hit by Iranian missiles on Thursday. After the strikes, Israel's defense minister said that Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei can no longer be allowed to exist. Evacuations are taking place from the worst hit areas in both the regions. Iranians have been arriving at the eastern Turkish border city of Van. This is to seek shelter from the intensifying strikes. US President Donald Trump held a Situation Room meeting on Wednesday afternoon to discuss US options. Trump said that he's still weighing his options on US military intervention in the escalating hostilities. Global leaders expressed the need for de-escalation. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer spoke to the Emir of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, and both echoed the need for de-escalation and diplomacy. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi confirmed on Thursday he would meet his British, French and German counterparts as well as the European Union's top diplomat on Friday in Geneva. Russian President Vladimir Putin on Thursday said that he is ready to meet Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, but only if it is during a final phase of negotiations. The Russian president also said that Moscow remains open to substantive talks aimed at settling the conflict in Ukraine. However, Putin questioned Zelensky's legitimacy as a representative of Ukraine. Talking about the latest situation on the front, the Russian president said his troops had the strategic advantage in Ukraine and were constantly pushing forward on the battlefield. Ukraine and Russia exchanged prisoners of war on Thursday in the latest round of swaps under an agreement which was struck in Istanbul. Now, both sides did not provide the exact number of prisoners exchanged. The Russian president said that he is open to talking to the German Chancellor Friedrich Merz only if Merz initiates the conversation. Russia has objected to Germany's arms deliveries to Ukraine and has issued strong warnings. Finland's parliament has voted in favor of withdrawing from the Ottawa Convention, a treaty that bans the use of anti-personnel landmines amid concerns over Russia's military threats. In the United States, an appeals court is reviewing whether it can limit President Donald Trump's power to send the National Guard and Marines during protests and unrest. Lawyers for the Department of Justice have argued that Trump's decision to deploy troops was necessary in order to protect federal property and personnel from mob violence in the city. U.S. Special Envoy for Syria, Thomas Barak, met the Lebanese President Joseph Aoun. This happened on Thursday in his first official trip to Lebanon. The U.S. continues to press Lebanon to fully disarm its armed group Hezbollah amid the Iran-Israel conflict. A candlelight vigil was held outside the Minnesota state capitol, honoring the memory of state lawmaker Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark, who were tragically assassinated in their home on June 14. Rwanda and Democratic Republic of Congo technical teams initiated a draft peace agreement that is expected to be signed next week. The two countries are aiming for an end to fighting in eastern Congo. The Thai Prime Minister Shinawatra has issued a public apology after a leaked phone call with the former Cambodian leader Hun Sen. It sparked a political firestorm. Hundreds of anti-government protesters rallied outside Government House demanding her immediate resignation. We're heading for a short break. Stay with us on Express News. Stay with us.
Can the US launch a bombing campaign against Iran? The Philippines vessel suffered structural damage. The saga of child sexual abuse is the United States China's debt trap strategy. Truth is stranger than fiction. But sometimes hard to uncover. Trust us to tell the truth, unadulterated and pure, of every story that matters to you. You read between the lines, cut the clutter, and connect the dots to get you the full picture. Watch Connecting the Dots at these times with me, only on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News on DD India. Let's resume. After the international news, now news related to the weather. From carbon pollution to sea level rise to global heating, the pace and level of key climate change indicators are all in uncharted territory. More than 60 top scientists have warned on Thursday. Hurricane Eric, a dangerous Category 4 storm, made landfall in the western Mexican city of Oaxaca, which has happened on Thursday. Hurricane is expected, in fact, to bring potentially destructive winds and life-threatening flash floods to portions of southern Mexico on Thursday. All flights to and from the Indonesian resort island of Bali resumed on Thursday after being cancelled or delayed due to eruptions of the Mount Lewotobi Laki. Earlier on Wednesday, 87 flights to and from Bali, consisting of 66 international and 21 domestic flights, were affected with the eruption. Amid the incessant rains in India's western state of Maharashtra, an orange alert has been issued for Mumbai and suburbs. The Met Department predicted heavy to very heavy rainfall in the financial capital. India Meteorological Department has issued a red alert for heavy to very heavy rainfall in Jharkhand. Widespread rainfall is likely also to continue across the state till June 20. An orange alert has been issued in Bihar and a red alert in Assam. Further, an orange alert is issued in bordering states in northeast India, warning of moderate to heavy rainfall and thunderstorms. As rains continue to lash parts of South India, in the state of Kerala, normal life was disrupted in many parts, with river levels rising, homes getting inundated and hundreds being shifted to relief camps. The India Meteorological Department has issued an orange alert for heavy to very heavy rainfall in the western state of Gujarat in the coming days. The alert includes cities of Surat, Valsad and Bharuch. News now about art, culture and entertainment. The All India Institute of Ayurveda marks the spirit of upcoming International Day of Yoga 2025 with 10 unique signature events highlighting how yoga seamlessly blends into everyday living and holistic health care. The Indian Army on Thursday organized a yoga session for locals in Akhnur ahead of the International Day of Yoga. Yoga enthusiasts also geared up for preparation at Srinagar's iconic Lal Chowk. Children mesmerized onlookers by practicing different yogasana with perfection. Punjab's Jalandhar city on Thursday witnessed a massive Chief Minister's yoga event with over 21,000 yoga enthusiasts, setting a new record for attendance in a single yoga event. Jameel House of Traditional Arts in Cairo is a pioneering institution dedicated to preserving and promoting Egypt's rich cultural heritage by teaching traditional crafts. Established in 2009, the program teaches traditional arts alongside design principles and sacred geometry. It has successfully trained and inspired a new generation of Egyptian artisans. A 1996 portrait of Oasis brothers Liam and Noel Gallagher is set to go under the hammer at Sotheby's London auction house on June 24, just as the siblings prepare to kick off their highly anticipated reunion tour. The painting, titled Liam and Noel Gallagher, was created by the American artist Elizabeth Payton and captures the brothers in a tender moment with Liam resting his chin on Noel's shoulder. Over 5,000 kite enthusiasts from 26 countries have gathered on the Danish island of Fano this week. They are celebrating the 40th anniversary of the island's Kite Festival. The festival runs from Thursday to Sunday and will feature more than 25,000 kites. Among the highlights of the festival is a 100-meter-long Indonesian kite. Copenhagen's tourist initiative, CopenPay, has returned for a second year, rewarding environmentally conscious behavior with free services and discounts. The scheme encourages activities such as biking, cleaning the city's canals and harbour. Also, this is in exchange for free boat rides, bike rentals or meals, for example. The Grand Palais in Paris is hosting a major exhibition celebrating the artistic duo Niki de Saint-Phar and Jean Tourguelie, they are known for their bold and innovative creations. The exhibition showcases their iconic works, including Saint-Phala's Nanes and Tirs series, where she used rifles to create dynamic artworks, and Tingle's kinetic sculptures that defy functionality. Dumble Farm in northeast England has shifted its focus from dairy farming to offering cow cuddling. Visitors can in fact spend time cuddling, brushing and stroking the cows in a straw-covered enclosure. An orphan baby llama was found, in fact has found an unlikely home at a police station in Chile's northeastern desert region of Tarapacá. Now, this 5-day-old llama was abandoned after his mother died during childbirth. In Hexigtin, yes, Hexigtin is the place. It's a region, and the transition from spring to summer brings about the bloom of many wonderful flowers, as we can see, across the mountains and the forests of Inner Mongolia. A stunning drone light show, which is in southwest China, successfully clinched the Guinness World Record for the aerial image formed by most drones. The technological and artistic display showcased the spectacular natural landscape, profound cultural heritage, and vibrant urban landscape. The sprawling Danxia landform, which is in northwest China, presented a splendid display after recent rains cleared, and that resulted in the lighting conditions that brought out the site's deep hues. At the 27th Shanghai International Film Festival, 100 classic martial arts films will be restored using artificial intelligence. Grey's Anatomy, the star Eric Dane made his first red carpet appearance to promote Countdown after being diagnosed with degenerative disease ALS in April. The star cast of the Oscar-winning director Danny Boyle's long-awaited film, 28 years later, it walked the red carpet at the premiere of the film in London. The 20th Century Studios, they've given a first look at the American rocker Bruce Springsteen's biopic Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. Hollywood star Johnny Depp, dressed as Jack Sparrow of the Pirates of the Caribbean fame, surprised children at a hospital in Madrid during his time shooting in Spain. Sports news now, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated the international master Divya Deshmukh days after her historic performance in the Blitz semi-finals of the FIDE World Rapid and Blitz Team Championship 2025. In Xabi Alonso's managerial debut, Real Madrid laboured to a 1-1 draw against the spirited Al Hilal in the Club World Cup. Substitute Karim Oniswo, his header lifted RB Salzburg to a 2-1 victory over Pachua. This happened in the FIFA Cup World Cup Group H clash in Cincinnati. Chelsea striker Liam Delap and Arsenal defender Miles Lewis-Skelly are among 6 nominees for the PFA Young Player of the Year award. Juventus closed out the first round of the group stage of the Club World Cup with a 5-0 win, which was against Al Ain in this happened on Wednesday night. The stage is set for the India-England 5-test series, with the first test starting on Friday at Headingley in Leeds. India's wicketkeeper and vice-captain Rishabh Pant on Wednesday confirmed that the newly appointed captain Shubman Gill is going to take up the number 4 spot, while he himself will bat at number 5. England have named their team for the first test of the 5-match series against India. England retained Ollie Pope instead of Jacob Bethel, while Chris Wokes and Bryden Cass, they have also returned to the team for the match in Leeds. Other notable names in the England lineup include the top-order batsmen Zach Crawley, Ben Duckett and Joe Root. The South African cricket team arrived back on their home turf after a historic World Cup Championship victory against Australia last week. India's middle order batter Jemima Rodrigues is the only Indian player who has been drafted into the Women's Big Bash League. The draft for season 11 on Thursday. Hampshire County Cricket Club has confirmed the signing of the Indian cricketer Tilak Verma. Now, the young Indian batter will be available for Hampshire's men's team in the next 4 fixtures of the county championship. The world number 1, Aryna Sabalenka, complained after her second-round Berlin Open match against Switzerland's Rebecca Masarova. This was suspended because of bad light and dew. This was also because of dew on Wednesday. According to reports, NBA's most popular team, Angeles Lakers, they are set to be sold in a record-breaking $10 billion deal that makes the iconic franchise the highest-valued sports team in US history. The Indian ace parashuttler Manasi Joshi stunned Paris Paralympic champion Zhao Zujian. This happened in the final stage of the Asian Para Badminton Championship, which is happening in Korat in Thailand. Now that's all we have in Express News. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.